no longer have to go anywhere to get it. You're actually the vortex, and you will collapse space and time and draw the experience to you. Now that, to me, is a lot more fun, because the experience is the unknown. You can't predict when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, because if you can predict it, it's the known. So then you have to lay down the very thing you use your whole life to get what you want, for something greater to occur. Now that goes against generations untold of conditioning and a lifetime of habituation, believing that we're trapped in this material world. And yet I can say to you without a doubt that once you understand that formula, and once you know how to create that kind of brain and heart coherence, the side effect of that is a change in biology, neurologically, chemically, hormonally, genetically. We've measured it. We've seen gene regulation changes in 4 days. More brain coherence, more heart coherence. Your brain's working better. You're trusting your heart. It's open. And you have that vision. You have that possibility. And the moment you feel that emotion, you're connected to your future. And no person, no thing, no experience will stand in the way between you and that future. And it's feeling connected to your future, feeling the inspiration, the joy, feeling the exuberance, the love for your future. Just like your body follows your mind to the coffee maker, to the toilet every morning, to the known, your body is going to follow your mind right into that future, because that's where your attention and your energy is. So then, yeah, if it isn't happening in your life, then there's some emotion. There's some unconscious attitude or thought process, hardwired. There's some habituation of thought, behavior, or emotional reaction that's key as you. So then if your personality creates your personal reality, and it does, and your personality is made up of how you think, how you act, and how you feel, then the present personality who's listening to this show has created the present personal reality called their life. So if you want to create a new personal reality, a new life, it means you're going to have to change your personality. That means you're going to have to start thinking about what you've been thinking about, and that 95%, and change it. You're going to have to become conscious of your unconscious habits and behaviors, how you speak, and modify them. And then you're going to have to look at those emotions that keep you connected to the past and decide, does this emotion belong in my future? And if it doesn't, leave it behind and the memory associated with it. So most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You have to become someone else. And the act of becoming is a function. So that means you got to light a match in a dark place. And when you sit down and all of a sudden you hear those voices, I can't, it's too hard, I'll never change, it's my ex's fault, it's my boss's fault, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too old, I'm too tired, it's too late. And those are the thoughts that are the boundary of the known. And now you're stepping out into new territory, and the body that's been conditioned to be the mind emotionally is saying, don't leave the known here. Stick with guilt. It's much better. Stick with suffering. At least you can predict it. And yet your conscious mind is wanting to go for a ride, and your body's going, whoa. So then it may take a little time to help the body out of the past. It takes some time, right? I want to talk to you about a powerful force that can...
Top of the AM here in Tulum. There's not too much to say about that. I think Joe Dispenza does a really, really tremendous job of concisely, accurately, simply breaking down a lot of these concepts. And all of these concepts that he's mentioning are universal principles of manifestation, universal principles of success, universal principles of reality creating, or reality transurfing, or reality bending and shaping, because it's not being created. Like we always talk about, everything's already created. Now you're just, like he said, you're aligning to the frequencies of it. So as soon as you start making the shift, what you'll notice typically is a strong amount of resistance. And what that resistance is that's your conscious programming, or actually that's your subconscious programming that's so deeply embedded within you that your conscious attempt initially to shift your reality is going to be met with a lot of resistance. And that is only your subconscious programming that's running your, your software up to that point. So, you've seen it before, you've seen that, or if you haven't, look it up. There's the iceberg. I mean, maybe you can even just search iceberg, 5% conscious mind, 95% subconscious. And that's showing that your entire reality is dictated off of your subconscious programming. And the vast majority of that subconscious programming is inlaid and embedded within your psyche and within your consciousness from ages 1 to 7, when you're in a consistent and constant alpha brainwave state, where you're super receptive to everything that's coming in, and you don't even have a guard or a barrier. There's no guard dog. It's almost like you have this beautiful home here. You have a 3-story or 12-story or 50-story home, that's your body and your vessel and your mind and your spirit and your soul. But there's no guard dogs protecting that gate. And you have jewels, you have diamonds, you have all kinds of stuff. And there's thieves that can walk right in and take anything. Or, you have a beautiful garden, but there's weeds everywhere. And that's the way that a lot of us were programmed from the ages of 1 to 7. And that's no knock on our parental support systems or anything, but that's the way that system, that any of us, especially living in the Western Hemisphere, were a part of, the schooling system. Like I say, you have 2 educations. One you receive, which is an indoctrination, which is what we pretty much all received, was an indoctrination, K through 12. And then you have the education you give yourself, which is knowledge of self, which is enlightenment, which is self-taught, and gnosis, not belief. And very few people actually go upon that journey, because that's a journey inward, not outward. Hence the reason why in this society, it's so encouraged to look outside of oneself for the answers and for the meaning, and for a guru and for experiences and this and that. No, everything is inside, and it will be manifested. It will be projected externally. The deeper you go within, you will bring back the jewels that you're looking for. So I think that's a great way to start the day. It's a beautiful day today. We're going to be sitting with some very powerful ancient healers and medicines of the jungle, natural herbal tools of expansion that our ancestors have used for millennia. And I've aligned my frequency to this. This is what I've aligned my frequency to, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be in this space. I think about it, and literally like less than a few years ago, like I had $1.50 in my bank account. I didn't even have a car. I had a bike, an old ass bike that I got for $10. And the bike I got at a yard sale, it was called a Free Spirit. I wanted to keep that bike frame, and at one point when I have a beautiful property hanging on the wall, but somebody actually stole that bike, and it was rusty as fuck, man. I'm talking about, this bike was $10. It had both the tires was already flat. I had to take it in and get it all just to ride it. And I rode that bike for like a good while, until, I got a hand-me-down 2001 Camry, and I rode that for a long while. And then, things just, I had a business idea, I had this, and these things started coming to me, and more things began to open up. And so now I'm here, I'm in Tulum. From Tulum, I'm gonna be going to the jungles of the Amazon and Peru. And the main thing was I made a choice, because I saw what the other choice looked like. If I just kept sitting around, not taking accountability, not taking initiative, not going after my goals, or just making myself open. It's a lot of times it's not even about what we do. It's about what we think. It's about what we feel. It's about what we're open to. And the universe and God and our ancestors and spirit guides and higher self wants to make all of our dreams a reality. It will provide the way. So, yeah. today. I'm grateful. We got a lot of cool stuff coming, a lot of fun things coming, and I'm glad you're here for the ride. I haven't gone over here. This is the spot. Yes, sir. I'll catch y'all later, godson. Have a great day.